Brian Flores took a different approach than many of us have seen before. Very reminiscent of Roger Staubach.
Yeah, so we can compare a rookie QB to a toddler.
So that's why I have the Mavs winning in 7, and then Luka's just going to be Luka.
Hayward's absence for this game will be significant, and I wouldn't be surprised if this game turns into a blowout as of late.
The Golden Knights just can't pull it. I really think the Avalanche are determined this year.
They made so many moves and grabbed so many guys that they have to win a championship or at least make the finals. They were on our championship and bust.
Dallas has just been on a tear. I believe we can attribute that to Jason Robertson. Also, Jake Ottinger, who's really stepped in.
Kaprizov and the rest of this crew. Jordan Greenway, who doesn't get enough props. He definitely is somebody who needs to be mentioned more. I definitely think this is going to be a great series, and I'm interested to see how much Kaprizov can impact the game as a rookie.
Yeah, and as a Cowboys fan, I have learned how dangerously good Aaron Rodgers has been with he can just thread a pass.
Is the Avalanche versus the Blues. I believe the Blues are starting to play some of their best hockey all year, so they can push this to 6 games.
If Leiter's there, I'm happy with Leiter because I think he fits into what you were saying about a much quicker thing. But if Leiter's not there, which is seeming so, I say Jordan Lawler at number 2.
The same self. The only year he won an MVP was the year he cheated, which really should put something against that MVP. But
there will be a Rodgers playing for Green Bay, even though he may not be the quarterback. But it's still unknown there. Austin is giving me the dead stare, so I guess don't mention Aaron Rodgers to him right now.
A top 3 corner in the league in Jair Alexander, and pairing him with a really fast corner should definitely assist in their ability to guard anybody in their division and anybody in the league.
Hello, I am Ruby Ackerman, and you are listening to Outsider's Opinion with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NBA Opinions of the Week for November 7th. Today, we will be doing championship or bust teams for the NBA. We have a couple of repeat teams. We have one repeat team, and it's pretty easy to guess the first 2 out of the 4 teams on this list. And that, of course, is the Nets. With what you did, and we'll talk about the other team, but with what you did with the Nets, adding Millsap. Yeah, Millsap went there. Millsap, yeah. Aldridge. Griffin, any veteran, and then just on a vet.
Patty Mills.
Then you still have James Harden. You had Kyrie. You have Kyrie, 50% Kyrie sometimes.
Yeah, you have Irving. I don't know if you have Kyrie.
So then you have Kevin Durant, of course. Jordan's not there.
Yeah, Bruce Brown. You have Nicholas Claxton. You have Joe Harris. Just to quickly rattle off 3 names.
So many moves, and we haven't even gotten to the trade deadline. They're going to make moves then. So they have to be on championship or bust, and they just have to be. I just want to get the easy one out of the way. What else do you have to add before we move on to the second one?
There's nothing really else I can add. This is a very hard thing to analyze. It's pretty obvious.
Now, the other team that's pretty easy is the Lakers. When you make that trade for Westbrook, you sign Carmelo Anthony, you get Rajon Rondo, you get Howard, and I think Jordan's on that team. It's just
Malik
ridiculous. Malik Monk, yeah. They also signed that guard from the Heat.
Kendrick
Heat. Nunn.
Kendrick Nunn. They also have Avery Bradley. Nope. Yeah, they have Avery Bradley. Yep.
It's the same.
We didn't even name LeBron or AD. We didn't have to.
Oh yeah, you have LeBron and AD with Westbrook. It's just annoying what LA teams are doing, just in general. You have the Rams, you have the Dodgers. Thankfully, they didn't win the championship. Rams, I kind of don't want to win the championship.
I do. Matthew Stafford.
Well, yeah.
I don't want him to win, but I wouldn't hate it if they did.
I wouldn't hate it, but I don't want him to win because you have OBJ. Just signing OBJ and all that. We got to talk about that.
I like Von Miller. I like Matthew Stafford. I like Cooper Kupp.
I like some of them, but no.
Andrew Whitworth,
yes. But still, just the thing of, here's a good player that's on the minimum. Hey, we'll give you a minimum contract, basically.
What if I told you, if the Rams won, What if I told you back in like 2017 that OBJ would have a ring before the Cowboys did?
Oh my gosh, I would have thrown something at the wall or something. Well, actually, no, I'd be fine with that because then the Browns would have a ring.
I said
They won in
2017. That was when he was
2017.
with the Giants.
Oh my
2017.
gosh. Oh my gosh, I definitely would have thrown something at the wall. But that means Eli Manning would have got third ring. Ugh, that's disgusting.
If you would have assumed he would have stayed, yes.
Yes. That would have been disgusting. So, yeah, so that's the LA. Any other analysis before we move on? I like the other two teams we have on this list. What do you have to add about the Lakers?
Nothing really. I mean, again, they're a team that won recently, but when you make a trade for another star, you're just implanting yourself back in it. That's why we had the Bucks up here. When you bring back everybody and you want to keep on winning, you don't really get the same. You still have the same expectations. Unlike the Lightning, who won the last 2 years, they're not really championship or bust because, I mean, they've won 2 in a row. They've lost some players, and while they're still very good, and I have them winning, they're not or bust.
Yeah, and I'm gonna flip flop the way we have them listed on here. We have the Heat, who lost to the Lakers. They made a lot of moves. One big move was signing Kyle Lowry, and then they traded away Goran Dragic. I really like that move for Lowry, and it's paying off for them right now. You have Adebayo, you have Butler, you have Hero, who thinks he's on the same plane as Luka Doncic and Trae Young. Well, Luka Doncic stepped down Trae Young, then couple steps down, then Hero.
Yeah. They picked up NBA champion PJ Tucker, who's been on some very good teams from the Rockets, Bucks, and now on Heat. I like their roster. They still have Udonis Haslem, who's always been one of my favorite players. He's played 2 games this year. He only played 1 last year. I love seeing him on the court. He should have played in the finals. I will always say that. Should have played in the finals. When Bam Adebayo goes down, who do you put in? Udonis Haslem. He's the only guy who actually has some grit on that team besides Jimmy Butler to help motivate the guys forward. But yeah, I like this team. Their championship was because of the moves they made and the expectations. They did not win in 2020, so they need to kind of mitigate that by going all in this year, and they really have.
Yeah, it's very true. So that's all we can add about the Heat. That'd be another team I probably wouldn't like winning, but I don't know. They're more appealing than what they were, because like you kind of have a nice story with Jimmy Butler, sort of, and Kyle Lowry. I like Kyle Lowry, but now I think we can move on to the most surprising team on this list is the Suns, and they just lost to the Bucks. So we have 3 out of the 4 teams have been to the championship the past 2 years, and
Seasons.
Seasons.
1 year,
years.
basically.
Yeah, 1 year. It's crazy. And now with the Suns, they're on this list because of Chris Paul, because of his age, but also DeAndre Ayton. This could possibly be his last season with the Suns because they have yet to sign an extension. I know you're nodding your head, or not nodding. What's that?
It's like
word?
it's either way. It's back or forth. We don't really know how it's going to go.
Oh,
As
I thought you
Ayton.
were shaking your head no.
No, it's like I was doing this with my hands, but you couldn't really
Oh,
see
okay.
it.
I couldn't see your hands.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So Chris Paul, but then also Ayton, and it was such a magical run. Well, not as magical. It was a very good run.
It'd
But
been more magical if they won.
yeah, but I think the Bucks one is more magical.
It's always more magical when you win.
But you also like had to go through the East. You had to beat the Nets.
But I would argue if the Suns would have won, that would have been a more magical run because they won.
Oh yeah, and because of Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Both
had really
very
good storylines.
Yeah, very good storylines.
And you could have connected this to the Lakers, so they beat the Lakers last year in the playoffs. Either were a great connection to the Lakers, a great transition, if you say. But yeah, they're on this list because of Chris Paul mainly, but also because of, like you mentioned, we don't know what Ayton's plans are in the future, and that definitely is going to have a hindrance or a gain to what they do next season. So they have to go all in this year to try to win it, to try to avenge their loss last year, and we'll see how well they try and do that.
Yeah, and you want to know a crazy thing that I can make a connection? This is going to be like the 3rd NBA video where I make a connection to the Mavs. 2 years, Ayton's rookie season, who was the coach for the Suns?
I'm dumb. It was the guy from Czechoslovakia. What's his name? Or Israel? What's his name? He was the first. Uh, I can't remember. Let me go. What's his name? I don't know. I'm searching it up right now.
Yeah. Where'd you say he was from?
Like Czechoslovakia or something. Igor. Oh, he's from Serbia.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah. Igor, who was the coach of the Slovenian national team and Luka's coach at Real Madrid. So very interesting. And now he's an assistant coach. Maybe he'll become the head coach next season or during the season, hopefully. Maybe. Just so we can fire Jason Kidd, but that's a pipe dream. Jason Kidd's gonna stay the whole 3 years. So, but that's a Mavs connection, and then you have their coach now. Why am I blanking on his name? The Suns coach.
Come on, you can get it.
I'm seriously blanking. I'm looking it up.
It's not that hard.
Oh, it's Monty Williams. I can't believe I missed that. I looked that one up. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I can remember Monty Williams, who's done a great job with coaching. Great coach the year before when they went on that magical run in the bubble, but they still missed the playoffs. And then Devin Booker. So it's championship or bust for all these teams. 2, very easy, no explanation needed. Some explanation needed, but I think Suns is the most explanation because you have Chris Paul, but the thing developing right now is Ayton, like the number 1 overall pick when you could have had Luka, and maybe
you don't get Chris Paul. They wouldn't have a center if they didn't have.
They wouldn't have a center, yes, but still, you have that, and you're not willing to pay the number 1 overall pick that money that he wants, or something close to that. So I think it's more the front office, which has done a good job because Cam Payne went off last year.
Cameron Payne, who was on the Mavs G-League team, Texas Legends.
Yep.
No, he's also on the Texas Legends. He was on
and then he went to China and played basketball there. Or he went overseas.
Yeah, he did something.
And then he really developed his game. And
yeah, I used to use him in 2K19 2K. He was very good in 2K. You could always develop him into a good shooter.
You can always make a guy. I made Kevin White. No way. I couldn't do Kevin White in Madden. I couldn't make Kevin White good, but I think I made Mitch Trubisky good in Madden.
MVP.
Yeah. So maybe using 2K is not the most thing, but it's a great story from Cam Payne. So those are our 4 NBA championship or bust teams. The Bucks are off this list because they won last year and they didn't make any outlandish moves. Like they didn't trade for a 5th superstar. They didn't trade for I don't know. They didn't make a trade for Ayton or something else. I don't know. Just something ridiculous. What do you have to add?
Yeah, and they also lost PJ Tucker, their starting power forward for that team. Brook Lopez has been injured a lot. Drew Holiday's been injured a lot. Dante DiVincenzo, who missed a larger portion of the postseason last year, is still out for a while. They added Grayson Allen, but that's just to fill the void of Dante DiVincenzo. So they lost some good players, and that's really why we can't really have them on this list. Not only just because they didn't win, but because they look like their team's worse than last year with the losses and lack of additions.
Yeah, so that's why they're not on here, in case you were wondering. So those are just our 4 teams. Let us know what you think of our championship or bust episodes. This has been a staple of our channel. So make sure to check out other ones. See where the other teams that we have said have been championship busts, how they did so far in that season. So let us know what you think, and thank you for listening to Outsiders Opinions.